Caleb O'Connor and I were approached by the Tuscaloosa Bicentennial Committee to create and design a sculpture in celebration of the Tuscaloosa Bicentennial.
When we started to brainstorm what that idea could be, they wanted to utilize something that represented the university, represented the impartation of knowledge, education, and development. And so we came up with the concept of using something that's on the seal of university, which is Minerva. Minerva was a goddess of strategy and wisdom. And utilizing the owl, because Minerva had an owl, it often represents wisdom and knowledge and that exchange between the mystery and the known. And then once I had made the life-size piece, the challenge was how did we integrate this to a base? And so the arch that she's leaping off of is modeled after the Fibonacci sequence. It's going to be in reflective stainless steel so that the viewer can see themselves, so that they can see the environment around them reflected in this arch that represents something that I think unifies everything.
Caleb started really generating the idea for the statue. My part really was thinking mainly about the river. The concept evolved wherein the walkway that would be leading up to the statue would have a map of the Black Warrior River from that point on Manderson Landing that ran into where the sculpture was. Alongside that walkway with the bronze map of the river would be bronze text of significant moments starting from the founding of Tuscaloosa all the way up to the bicentennial celebration with that sculpture.
I'm a realist, and to be a realist, like any scientist, you study from direct observation. But the thing that isn't science is we're dealing with human perception. That's the part that's the art. When you look at a good piece of artwork, or you read a good book, or you watch a good movie, you have to find a relationship to it, some way that you as the viewer can relate and see yourself in that story. But now, how do I make that a piece of art? How do I make it so that people that are looking at it can tell their own story? Because they might have a completely different story than what I intend to tell, but I want them to have an experience. Because even though it's impossible to make it believable, to make that experience believable, I think is exciting. And I want people to be excited.
The Black Warrior River is the only reason that we settled in this region. To do it on Manderson Landing, on UA property, but it's a gift to the community of Tuscaloosa.
It's representing a university, and universities represent the pursuit of knowledge. And if you're pursuing knowledge, that means not only are you trying to pursue the known, but you're trying to understand new things. And when you're trying to understand new things, you're embracing mystery and you're trying to reveal it. And so I think that is kind of how it relates to the larger world. And so this project was kind of celebrating an idea of following a path of wisdom, learning from our history, not to relive it, but to move through it, to move beyond it, and to use those lessons to find a direction that's more appropriate for the future.